All right. Um, it's likely this is gonna be my last video for probably a little bit. Um, I figured the time was gonna run out on the last one that I did, but what I did want to do is just put my final touches, I guess you could say, on this whole thing. Um, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about filing this lawsuit. I don't know what lawyer to really get, but I am gonna look into this because I feel like this is unfair. Because you got to think about it. The false statement is I'm telling you, this motherfucker, man, he knew in the courtroom exactly what the judge told him to file that charge as being. Now it's worse enough, like I told y'all yesterday, that I'm being charged pretty much an elevated title, added to something so simple as not having a FOIA card for a firearm that was registered. Now I don't have it anymore. So not only did this cost me time and money and separation away from my family, which I have myself to blame on that too, but to put an aggravated unlawful use of a weapon on my background is enough to keep pretty much anybody that would want to hire me away, and any apartment complex or anybody that would want to rent to me away. But then on top of that, this fucking piece of shit decided he wanted to put on my background a felony including a misdemeanor, when the judge specifically told him to amend it down to a misdemeanor. That's where the lie comes in. That this is where the prosecutor's misleading tactic came in. His dishonesty, the fact that he took advantage of the system and tried to hurt my reputation out here. It was already hurt enough. But then for him to sit there and put a felony including a misdemeanor, which that don't even make sense. For them to even put that on the background, because you can either be charged with one or the other. I've been looking it up, y'all. I've been looking it up on YouTube and Google ever since the day I found it was on my background. Come to find out, you can only be charged with one or the other. It doesn't state anything about a felony including a misdemeanor or a misdemeanor including a felony. It can only one can either turn into one or the other, or it can be one or the other. But see, they people like that prosecutor, he obviously think that black people are stupid and that we don't know what's the first thing to do, or that we never check our background, or whatever the fuck it was he thought. But he got the right one this time. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not only is this going to probably cost him his job, it's going to cost the city of Chicago probably a great deal of money. I just got to find the right lawyer. But first, I mean, I can grant some mercy. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll try to see if they'll fix it first. But I really do want to consider getting a lawyer to file a lawsuit, because I know this was intentionally done. This is like, they'll easily try to fix the shit just to get out of a lawsuit. I already know that, but I kind of want to teach them a lesson, and I'm just trying to figure out how to do that, because I'm sure that the lawyer is going to try to say first, well, did you try to check and get it straight? Did you try to, see if it was anything you could do about it before you considering a lawsuit? It's just so many factors that play in this shit. So this is the reason why I'm kind of being a little merciful about it. But at the same time, I know the fact that this shit was done on purpose. And that's the reason why I'm really considering taking some serious action, because they took serious action for such a small ass situation with me. So why shouldn't I take action for such a almost a small ass situation? This situation that he did is way far bigger than what I did. The only thing I did was have my firearm with me, when I went to Chicago to see my kids. And because I didn't have a FOIA card, they elevated this minimal ass charge to something that made it out to something that it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do, since they want to play hardball, I'm gonna play hardball. Why shouldn't I get a lawyer? Why shouldn't I, consider filing a lawsuit on his ass and have his ass prosecuted? You know what I'm saying? For what he did, for what he's doing to me. I'm tired of these motherfucking crackers thinking they can get away with everything out here. While the niggas sit and suffer, and anybody else of color out here that suffer. It's some of their people suffer too. If they feel they're a retard or some or white trash or something like that, then they consider them, no better than us to pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Why should motherfuckers, motherfucking pricks like that bitch, you sit and get away with this shit? That's what I'm talking about. You know, they ain't let me get away with going out there without a FOIA card, did they? So why the fuck should I let him get away with putting this bullshit on my background? This shit wasn't a mistake. This was intentionally done by that prosecutor, and I know it was. And like those statements that you all heard earlier, they clearly state that I need to just prove, as the plaintiff, I need to prove that these accusations were accusations that hurt me, which you already know. That's what the intentions was in the first place, to hurt my reputation. So when I try to go out here and find a job, I can't find a job. When I try to get out here in the nicer neighborhood and get a apartment or a house or something, I wouldn't be able to do it because of my reputation. I had a clean background up until now. Is part of it my fault? Of course, I should have had my paperwork, but that doesn't give anybody or no prosecutor the right to sit there and do me like that, especially after the fact that I, was amended down to a misdemeanor simply because the judge saw my character wasn't exactly what they were trying to make it out to be. Like I told y'all in the other video, the first judge, the bitch, the little racist bitch, decided to consider me a threat to society. And then after that, they sent me to some racist court over in Skokie, where the motherfucker just laughed in my face and reset the court date. Didn't even do nothing, but just told me I was, pretty much, guilty of the crime, laughed in my face, gave me a fucking empty sheet of paper and told me go on about my business for them to reset another court date. But then when they finally reset the court date, they reset it in Chicago, and then I end up getting a decent judge and a fair judge, basically. I don't consider Judge Hooks anybody of trouble. He's a fair judge, and I appreciate him. That's why I'm almost not even wanting to sue the city of Chicago, but I have to do what I have to do because I got to teach motherfuckers a lesson. And people like that prosecutor, he got to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? You got me to pay for my crime, so now it's time for you to pay for yours. Your crime is far worse than mine. I had a firearm without paperwork. That's it. I didn't go shoot nobody or nothing like that. But even though I didn't shoot nobody or use the weapon in a threatening manner, you all still got it as an aggravated, unlawful use of a weapon. For one, the weapon wasn't used for anything. Two, it may have been unlawful, but it should have been more of a unlawful possession of a weapon, not no unlawful use of a weapon. See, they pick their words wisely to try to make you look bad. Like I told you in the other video, this shit got to stop, and it's going to have to stop with me and with you. All people out here that's getting convicted of bullshit crimes, and they're trying to elevate the crime far more than what it's supposed to be. Like I told you in the last video, fight back. Fight back. Don't let these motherfuckers get away with it. The reason why they keep getting away with it is because there's not enough motherfuckers out here fighting. Gotta fight, bro. Gotta fight. It may be, a bit hard to do. Even I've given up on a lot of shit, in my life that I should have filed a lawsuit for, and I chose not to do it. I just said, fuck it. I ain't gonna worry about it because I don't want to be bothered with the headache. But in this case, this is fucking with my background now. This is some shit that's gonna stop me in the next 2 years or whatever, and that's a long ass time. When you're trying to fucking get a job or get an apartment, that's a long ass time you gotta wait. I'm on probation for 2 fucking years. And I gotta do 60 hours of community service, which that's not really that big. The 2 years is gonna go by pretty fast, but think of all the shit I gotta go in 2 years. Got the shit that I gotta go through in 2 years. If we for some reason decide to move in the next 2 years, she gonna have to be the one to be on the lease as long as she can stay clean and not get anything on her record, which I know she more than likely won't. But it's just the point that if I ever want to do something and my background is required, every time they pull it up, that's gonna hurt me. The fact that it's an aggravated unlawful use of a weapon is gonna already hurt me, and then if they see a felony including a misdemeanor, it just makes matters worse. And this prosecutor intentionally did this shit. So that's considered fraud, to be honest with you, and it's considered defamation too. Libel, slander, it's all the above, and he's going to have to pay for it. It made me pay for what I did, which was just simply being out there without my FOIA card with my firearm, which it was registered, and by law in Indiana, when I have a firearm, I don't have to have a permit to carry it. It's just in Chicago, when you cross the border, you have to have a permit to carry, which is fucking stupid. If I'm an Indiana resident, which I do have ID for Indiana, then it shouldn't apply to me. But this is what they fucking do. Thank you, Democratic jerk-offs, as I named my last video. This is y'all laws. This is y'all bullshit. This is not the Republicans doing this. The Republicans they waive our right to be able to bear arms. You fucking blue dog Democrats don't. Y'all sit here and act like y'all for the people and y'all ain't shit. Y'all the ones that's against us. You raise taxes on everything and then you turn around and act like y'all are buddies, but really y'all just snakes in the fucking grass. Fuck y'all. And to be honest with you, I don't like any of the politics because ain't none of them for us. So that's all I got to say, YouTube. And, this is a up and down thing again. Up, down, comments, whatever. Just like I always tell y'all, this ain't about, whether y'all give me a thumbs up or down. This is just about me just getting my stories out there. All right, I'll holler back at y'all.